Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle has the magic school's heroic students fighting against you-know-who and other baddies. Harry, Hermione, Ron, and Neville aren't alone though. They have helpful items, powerful spells, and dependable allies. This game is a cooperative deck builder. If you have no idea what that is, don't worry, let me show you how to play. To avoid spoilers, I'm just going to talk about Book 1, but there are 7 books in the game. You'll have a reference card that shows you what you can do in your turn and your character card. The board is easy to follow. Health, attack, and influence tokens go in their spots. You can gain these things on other players' turns, but any unused tokens at the end of your turn are discarded. If you're stunned, meaning you lose all your health, you'll discard all of your tokens and half of your cards rounded down. Oh, and you won't be able to lose or gain any more health that turn. Add a villain control to the location, which I'll show in a moment. These rules are printed on the player boards in case you forget during the action. The whole point of the game is to defeat all the villains before they control all of the locations. Locations have abilities that can hurt you. They may sometimes need different amounts of villain control tokens before being taken over. You'll draw dark arts cards at the start of your turn and then follow the instructions. They're going to hurt you in many ways. Discard cards, lose health, and so on. These are the villains you'll need to defeat. They'll have a health level. Once you place that amount of attack tokens on their card, they're defeated. Gain the reward, discard the attack tokens, and draw a new villain. These are the Hogwarts cards. There are spells, items, and allies. Some will let you draw more cards. Some will let you gain influence and attack tokens, and others have more than one bonus. Depending on the hero that you choose and/or the cards you gain, it may make sense to keep targeting a specific type. One particular hero's family has a whole pile of ally cards in here. I'll let you guess which one. Now that you've seen all the components, how do you play? Well, in deck builders, you'll start with a few basic cards. Here, your spells are very weak. Use what little influence and attack you have to do what you can. Soon, you'll have more influence to spend on the cards you want, and you'll be dealing lots of damage to those bad guys. You'll even be able to heal a handful of hit points. This is a co-op game, meaning you'll win or lose as a team. Don't just focus on yourself. Gain cards, use them to attack enemies or help one another, keep those locations from being controlled, and defeat all the enemies. That's Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle. The first few books are probably okay for weeknights. The others should definitely be safe for weekends. They can get quite long depending on how cards come out. Hogwarts Battle needs a bit more space than the average deck builder, with the player boards and tokens. I think this is better for dining room tables instead of coffee tables. There's quite a bit of reading in this game. You'll also be adding and subtracting damage, health, and other tokens. Honestly, an adult could help with those things, but I'd say that families might want to pass if their kids are still learning their words and numbers. I just turned 8, and based on what we're learning in grade 2, I think young people my age will be able to play this game. This one time, we were playing Book 7. We'd been playing for a while, but no spells were coming out. This hurt all of us, but especially my Hermione. Plus, the cards that were out all had values of 6 to 8. The villains kept us from being able to heal and clear villain control tokens. We were losing more than half our health every turn. We had you-know-who revealed, but we lost. It's awesome that the designers used this theme to make a gateway deck builder. The first book can be played by someone who's never played a modern board game. By the time beginners move up to book 6 or 7, they'll probably be comfortable playing most deck builders. The card art is boring, but the layout of them and the boards is easy to figure out. The rest of the components are standard, although the metal villain control tokens are nice. I always enjoy variable player powers. I don't want to spoil things, but if you enjoy them too, you'll be happy as the game goes on. The Dark Arts cards and villains can be really tough, especially if their abilities stack. For example, the Dark Arts card tells you to discard spells, but a villain deals damage every time you discard. The instructions say to shuffle the villains. Honestly, this is terrible for the reason I touched on in storytime. You are going to have weak decks to start, like in all deck builders. I don't know why USAopoly made that rule. The wrong combination of baddies, and you're going to be in for a rough time. Plus, if this sort of thing matters to you, it doesn't make sense in terms of story. Unless we're missing a rule right in front of us, there doesn't seem to be a way to clear Hogwarts cards. If the cards are too expensive, you're going to be stuck for a while until you have enough influence tokens to buy them. It would have been nice to be able to do something. Maybe spend a certain number of influence tokens, or even skip your buying phase to shuffle the cards back into the main deck and then draw new ones. Oh, and another common deck builder feature is players thinning their deck. This means removing those weak starters so that your deck only is the cards you want. You can discard in this game, but that isn't the same thing. You'll still have to deal with those cards later on. Don't get me wrong, because those cards still can be useful right up until the end. But if all those weak ones come out at once late in the game, for being an accessible game, it can be long depending on luck. I don't know if everyone, especially younger players, will want to sit for 2 hours doing the same small set of actions over and over. To be fair, that kind of applies to most deck builders. I'm not the biggest Harry Potter fan. I like the movies and I have the books. It's not that I dislike it, it's just that I know these characters and events will mean more to others. That's great, and I'm sure they'll feel like they're playing as these young wizards. As for me, I'm sure this is because it was made to be approachable, but I don't feel like I'm casting spells and protecting locations and battling bad guys. This could be about anything. Hogwarts Battle isn't like most games you'd find at the toy store, with a famous character or whatever slapped on the box. This is actually a good game. I just don't think, considering the theme, that it's magical. I wouldn't recommend Harry Potter Hogwarts Battle to experienced gamers unless they're introducing new people to the hobby. The gameplay itself is good, but unless you're super huge Harry Potter fans and don't mind the sameness, I can't see this hitting the table again after you beat it. But if you are new to games and are deck building, I can't think of a better introduction to one of the most popular mechanisms in board games.